Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to another early morning conversation all about burning the rule book. Yes. I'm Coach Ricardo Miller. And man, I'm excited. I'm excited. The book has dropped and word is out and people are getting their copies. And so we doing this. We burning the rule book. And so if you're joining us for the first time, put that in the comment section. Listen, guys, if you got your copy, put it in the section. If you're ordering your copy today, put it in the comment section. We want to hear from you this morning. It's called Burning the Rulebook. It's a game changer. And I'm joined today, every day this week, by other distinguished individuals who have gotten a hold of the book. And we're going to talk about it. Before I bring on our guests, one of the first quotes in the book that really shook me and had me to, I said I couldn't write something without saying this particular quote. And I said it's a game changer. And this quote simply says, birds born in a cage think flying is an illness. Let me say it again. Birds born in a cage think flying is an illness. Well, it's not. It's the natural nature of the bird. Come on. But those that were born in the cage, there are some people, they don't know anything other than the way they've been doing it. And so Burn the Rulebook is all about learning how you should be doing it to make life work for you. This morning, I'm joined with my good friend and brother, Deric. Man, he has been doing some incredible things. He has a conference coming up. I hope he gets a chance to tell us about that conference. He's going to burn the rule book. He's going to do it different. Deric, welcome back to Effective Living.
Oh, I never left. This is a lifestyle. Ain't no welcome back. This is what I do on a daily basis and really just try to build a life that I don't have to take a vacation from. Correct. At the end of the day, it's very much a process. It takes time. But guess what? When I have a mentor like you who's guiding me along the way, it makes it so much easier. So I would shout out to anybody, and I was asked anybody who's watching, if you're looking for a mentor to help you along the path, if you're trying to build a life that you don't want to take a vacation from, this is the guy that you need to tap into. Well, just to introduce myself real quickly, my name is Deric Durden. I am a speaker. I'm somebody who's passionate about impact, about change. And I just enjoy pointing to the lives of other individuals with my lived experience, along with some of the lessons that I learned along the way.
Come on, Deric. Tell them.
Yeah, and that's what I do. Like do have a conference that's coming up. It's called From a Cell to Success. It's about a two-way street, helping individuals who might be going down that path towards prison to get them away from it, turn away from it, go back and go another route to success without having to go through that process. And for those people who have made that mistake, went down to the process of entering a cell, on the other end, just come out of it and still become successful. No matter what you've been through, it's about not letting your past define you at the end of the day.
Wow. Not letting your past define you. That's a rule book you got to burn. Not allowing your past. Man, let me tell you something. If I came to the conference, if I make it to the conference and I had 5 minutes, that's what I would talk about right there, Deric. That's what I would talk about. But man, listen, you got yourself a copy of the book. Burn the Rule Book. The chapters are amazing. It's practical. It's easy to read. And I wanted this book to be, when I wrote Effective Living, I was going through a phase where I started to figure out there were principles to live by. But then once I figured out the principles, I said, let me organize them in a way that says you're going to have to burn the rule book in order to live life effectively. You catch that? So watch it. In order to live life effectively, you've got to burn the rule book. Come on, man. Come on. Did you catch it? In order to live life effectively, you got to burn the rule book. So I wanted to do that. And this one is special, man. This one is special. What's your view on it, man? When you got your copy, you were early in getting your copy. You were on top of it. You say, hey, man, give me mine. And then you said, sign it. Make sure you signed it. Because, the value goes up when you sign it. So when you get it from the website, y'all, when you get see that? There you go, man. There you go. When you get it from the website, listen, guys, it goes up, okay? So go to the website, get your copy. I'm telling you, you won't regret it.
And I definitely don't regret it. That was a small investment for great return. And when I just to start from the very foundation of the book, the very beginning of the book, it sets the foundation of identifying the difference between what traditional success looks like and what true success looks like. And for me, just understanding and looking at that, the world tries to give us a certain definition of what success is. And if we follow what the world's definition of success is, we'll be going down a rabbit hole, chasing things that we can never grasp, never fully fulfill ourselves with that quote unquote definition of what success is. But looking at the definition that you give us, it's something that's founded on truth. It's founded on significance. And just having that foundation and knowing the difference will help you determine a path that will lead you towards success instead of what other people might think success is.
And that's really what it is. The goal is, listen, as you're watching us this morning, the question is, have you defined what is success for you? Deric, from the very beginning, once we started to capture an understanding of how to learn and understand influences in our lives from the teacher, from the parent, from the auntie, from the neighbor, people who are guiding us, they were all instructing us with viewpoints. And a lot of those viewpoints over the years, Deric, a lot of us allowed those viewpoints to stick on us. Well, Deric is short-tempered. Well, Ricardo ain't good with money. Well, he'll never listen. And so we start saying, well, everyone know I don't listen. Everyone know I'm short-tempered. Everyone knows I'm not good with money. And so we started owning what we were told. Well, hey, what's this? That's my smart child, and that's the one who's not so smart. Right? That's the one who's going to be successful. That's the one who is not going to be successful. And we start allowing that to influence our minds, Deric. We start to let it influence our minds. And so what I found was I had lived a long time based on other people's view of success, man. And so Deric, you watch it, man. When people show up, they say, what kind of shoes you wearing, bro? Well, what suit is that you wearing, man? Come on, man. I see that car you driving, and I see that watch you wearing, and I see where you go to dinner, and I see where you live, and what happens is we start to wire ourselves to pursue the check marks of other people. When in truth, there are a lot of the things we are doing we're not interested in, but we're doing it because culture demands that that's what we should be in pursuit of. So guess what? Somebody told me the other day, they said the highest enrollment in college today is undecided. The highest enrollment in college is undecided. These are people who are going because they said they should go, but they don't even know what they want to do. They don't even know what they want to do. But because culture, society, parents, family, school says, you better go and get a degree. And I'm all for the degrees. I'm all for continual education. But the question is, you're going, but you're undecided. And then watch this. Not only is the highest number of enrollment undecided, the vast majority of people who go don't even use the degree that they went for. Come on, Deric. I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you. So we got a problem.
Oh, yeah. And the problem, like you said, it really starts at home. A lot of times parents plant these seeds into these children's mind unintentionally. They just have certain thoughts that they think is right, but they're not really stewarding the words that they're giving to these children. They don't really take the level of importance of what those seeds are. They just saying it, maybe it's just in gist, or maybe it's just, something that they're saying, but not really truly intentional about it. But they don't understand that they really are. Those words are very valuable. Those words start to paint the picture of that child, what their image is or who they're supposed to be. And a lot of times we have these parents who are living their lives through their kids also. Yep. Sometimes they missed out on the opportunity to go to college. And so, you're going to college, and college might not even be the best opportunity for them. Yep. They might be talented. They might have skills in other departments that they don't need college in order to succeed. Yep. But they're living their lives through their children, and they're misdirecting them instead of nourishing them and flourishing the seeds that's already planted inside them from the Creator. Go ahead. from the creator instead of projecting their thoughts, their feelings onto the child, and really just guiding them and helping them to grow into the adult that they need to be.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody while you mentioned that. I was talking to somebody a few weeks ago, and they said, "Man, listen, man, I'm having my house built, and I my mama's gonna be so proud." I'm like, "You 54 years old? What you mean your mama's gonna be so proud? Are you proud?" Man, I always wanted to get a house that she would be able to come out and just be proud of her son. And that's okay. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with your parents being proud, your family, friends being proud, and all of a sudden I'm happy for you. But I have met so many individuals, Deric, who have the home they don't enjoy, have the pool they don't go in, have the patio they don't sit on the back. They have the convertible, they don't put the top down. They have vacation days and they don't use it. Come on, they have the corner office and they dread going to work. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is it is possible to live wrong. That's one of the statements I use. You can live a long time and wrong. Ooh. So listen, man, highlight a couple of things out of the book. Let's talk about it this morning that really got to you. Let's work some of that this morning for our viewers.
Okay, let's tap into the 3 levels of faith.
Yeah.
Okay, the first one that you put in the book was faith in God.
Yeah.
The second was faith in self. And the third one was faith in doing the impossible.
Yep.
So let's talk about faith in God. What can you kind of like when I broke it down, when I looked at it, I got a perspective. Faith in God is more than just religion.
Yeah.
It's based on knowing and understanding. Like for me, I've been through so many different things, and a lot of those things I can't explain what I did to get past them. Yep. It had to be something bigger and better than me. Yep. And none other than the what we know is God. And so for me, having faith in God is understanding his record is 100%. Yeah. Everything that I've been through and came through, he was there with me and walked me through it. Yeah. So me knowing and understanding that, my faith in God is based off his record of continuously bringing me through so many things that I had to face in so many different situations that I know a lot of times that it wasn't me. It was something bigger and better.
Yeah. Deric, when you said that, that's why I had to start off with faith. I had to start off with faith. And in my book, Effective Living, I lean towards the whole concept of, hey guys, when we talk about the 5 F's, faith is the foundation of it all. It all starts with faith. But in this new book, I wanted to break down faith in 3 different aspects, as you just mentioned, Deric, because I've met a lot of people who have faith in God, but don't have faith in themselves. Guess it? I've met a lot of people who they talk the God card well, they don't talk. Watch this. Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the bread of life. Any man who, and he knew who he was. He understood who he was. And then he says, follow me and follow me, come follow me. Now the whole concept here is you need to know who you are. You need to know who you are. And so there are a lot of people, Deric, they don't have faith in themselves. And for a long time, I had to, one, have faith in God. I had to have also this additional part where I started to learn that you could have faith in God and not faith in yourself. And so you now need to have faith in yourself. But then watch this. I know people who have faith in themselves to buy a car, faith in themselves to get a house. They have faith in themselves to get a spouse. They have faith in themselves to believe that they can get a promotion. But they don't have faith to believe for the impossible. To be the game changer in the family, to be the first one. Come on. To literally to introduce something nobody else has done before. So in the book, I talk a little bit about, can God trust you to do something that has never been done before? Come on, Deric. I'm not even talking about my cousin did this, or I saw this dude on the news did this. Do you know, Deric? Well, that's why I say you got to burn the rulebook. Or, people say, well, you're a Miller. Millers don't do that. Well, there's no Miller millionaires, or there's no Miller this, and there's no, hold on, you could be the one to set the stage, to do the impossible. So first things first, y'all, Write this down. Faith in God. Come on, write it in the comment section. Faith in God, faith in yourself, and faith to do the impossible. In other words, watch this. I want to live 100 years old with all my elements. I want to be able to drive. Come on, somebody said, well, you know, most of the family die in their 60s. Well, I want to make it to 100. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
I want to defy the odds. I want to be the example of having gone when no one has gone before. Glory be to God. Every day there is someone, we call them game changers, Deric.
Right.
Every day someone is introducing something that has not been done before. You know what I'm saying? And so watch this, Deric. We say, boy, I'm excited for Deric. I'm excited for Ricardo. I'm excited for this person. Very few people are excited to believe that they could. They believe you could, Deric, but they don't believe they can. And they're shocked and they celebrate when you do it because, boy, Deric is on to something. Ricardo is on to something. The question is, do you believe? So one of the things, I was talking to some young people when I spoke at an auditorium full with young people at a high school in Dallas the other day. I said, listen, someone is going to be successful. Why not me? Someone is going to be a game changer. Come on. Why not me? Someone is going to do something no one else has done before. Now, I'm trying in this book to introduce the whole idea of you could be one to do what has not been done before. That's a different kind of wiring. Come on. That's a different kind of wiring. To open a franchise that goes national, that goes global. Come on. And you're from your family. You're from that neighborhood. You're from that school. You're from that past experience. Come on.
And, you know, the way you talk about it, it reminds me that not only have I dealt with that in the past, I still deal with it now. Sometimes it's hard to believe that I can reach a level of success that's beyond where I'm at now. And a lot of times it's in the back of our mind. It's subconscious. And so not believing or not truly fully believing in yourself to that point, that's how we end up procrastinating.
Yeah.
You know, they'll start saying, oh, it's the fear of success. It's the fear of failure. No, it's simply the lack of faith in oneself in order to reach that level. And for me, yes, I have faith in God. I do believe in myself. But sometimes there's a limit. There's sometimes we put an invisible ceiling over ourselves. And like we can, like you said, we can believe in other people. Oh, yeah, they can do this or that. But when it comes to ourselves, a lot of time, we put that invisible ceiling on ourselves. Okay, well, I reached this limit and, you know, this is probably as far as I can go. Yeah, I would like to do better. I would like to have better. I would like to see better. But it's always that but.
Yep.
When it comes to ourselves, it's, okay, well, I'll just wait till next year, or I'll wait till my finances get better, or I'll wait till this, I'll wait till that. But like you always teach, there's no better time than now.
Right.
Tomorrow is not promised.
Come on. Yep.
Because you might not even be healthy the next year. You might not even be in position the next year. The economy might change upside down and nothing is the same anymore. So if you have the ability to do it now, then why wait? If you can look at yourself in the mirror every day, you should be able to look at yourself and say, you know what? Have that conversation. Hey, tell yourself that you can do it.
Yeah.
Because if nobody else if nobody else is going to tell you, you have to tell yourself.
Yep.
Because there's going to be a lot of people who can tell you what you can do. And a lot of times it's family members and the people that's closest to you that say, you know what, play it safe. Get you a nice job. Don't step out there on faith. Well, guess what? Because you lived your life this long in that manner, that might not be for me. And that's what it's about when we say burning the rule book. These family members and these other individuals in our lives who are trying to put that ceiling on us, that's enough. But when you put it on yourself, that's a whole nother level. Deric,
somebody told me creating a life you don't need a vacation from. Is that realistic, Ricardo? Is that actually realistic? I actually thought, wow, for you not even to be able to envision the possibility of it. Because watch this. One of the things I've come to accept is if you can't see it, you can't have it. Come on. Hey, if you can't see it, you can't have it. So when we talk about the Bible said, where there is no vision, the people perish. Somebody who can't see themselves having an amazing life will never have an amazing life. Even if they do end up acquiring an amazing life, they will have an amazing life and don't even know how to enjoy it. So what happens there is there are people who are watching us, they got 4 weeks vacation per year and they don't even use 2 weeks of it because they don't even know how to use vacation. This is what I want you to do. For my scholars, those who like studying, go and see the origin for why vacation was given. Vacation was given to not burn out the workers. But the people who actually were giving or granting vacations, they were living a life they were enjoying every day. But the people who they had making society happen, they were working us. Come on, they were working everybody. They said, hey, to ensure that people have a level of appreciation for their job to last for the long haul, you know, it's 52 weeks in a year. You watch people at there, they got pride and joy. Well, you know, I just got a job, brother, and they giving me 2 weeks vacation off. And bless God, I got the weekends off too. Glory be to God. Do you know you can have a life where you're so in control of how you show up in the world that you are not looking forward to weekends. You're not just looking forward to holidays. You're not looking forward to your 2 weeks vacation, because you are building a life that's amazing every day. That's what I teach. Build a life that's amazing every day. When you think about the 5 F's, it's in the book, Deric. Faith, family, finance, fitness, and fun. Someone said to me, this young man told me a couple of weeks ago, he said, well, coach, you know, I understand you can't have it all. And so I said, hold on. He said, what's going on? He said, I said, you said you can't have it all. Well, you know you can't. I said, who said you can't? You need to burn that rule book. You need to burn that rule book. You need to get a different understanding, because here's the deal. The Bible teaches, watch this, according to your faith, be it done unto you. It also teaches all things are possible to them that believe. So Deric, there is a way that you can structure your life. It's so amazing, where you feel like there is nothing missing, there is nothing lacking, there is nothing broken. That's what I'm teaching. And there are people who can lean into this because they're so messed up in how they've been wired. That's why the book exists, because I'm wanting them to burn that rule book and establish a new truth that's going to freedom. The Bible says the truth will set you free.
And before I go into the next thing that really showed up for me in that book is, let's talk about intentionality. We can't skip over that. You're saying building a life that you don't want to take a vacation from, that a life that outside of the norm.
Yep.
So what we can't overlook is intentional. What does that look like?
Yep.
What will make me understand and believe that I can build something outside the norm? Because it has to be based on intentionality. It has to be by your design.
Yep.
And people don't know and understand it. Nobody don't. That's not normal. That's outside what everyday terminology. So can you kind of like step into that and like, what is the intention? How do I build a life by design? How do I intentionally, with full intention, create this life that you're coaching about? Just briefly,
Yep.
Because go ahead.
The key word you said is design. Design. God has given us the ability to design. Listen, it's one thing. You can watch this. You can rent a house. Then you can buy a house that was already built. Then you can buy a new house. But then you can go ahead and design a house. Come on. You can go ahead. The ultra level is to be able to say where you want the kitchen. Come on, Deric. Where you want the bathrooms, and where you could sit down and design. The Bible says in Genesis chapter 1, it says God created us in his image and his likeness, and we're creators. So what, Deric, what we're using, the device someone created, designed it. Someone designed the automobile we drive. Someone designed the home we live in. Someone designed the office building we go to work. But guess what most people aren't designing? The life they are living. The life you want to live. So they don't teach us in school to design your life. And the people who have an amazing life, they were the ones who took the time to design the life. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say this morning, as you're watching, make a commitment to design your life. And design your life in a way where you're creating one you don't need to take a vacation from. Design your life where there is no days you dread. Oh, you know, they say Mondays are the worst days of the week. People don't like going to the office. Then you got people where, thank God it's Friday. Oh, I'm so glad for a 4-day weekend. I'm so glad for a 4-day weekend. See, this is pushing the envelope, brother. This is pushing the envelope. And I'm saying you can live higher than that. Come on. There are people who say, man, you see the contract that they gave LeBron? Did you see what Beyonce made? But what a lot of people ain't realizing is LeBron got a contract, but somebody's paying LeBron. We don't even talk about who's paying LeBron. We say Beyonce filled the stadium, but we don't even talk about who owned the stadium. We just said, oh, I was on the 11th floor, the 18th floor, the 40th floor, the 60th floor. I was the best view in the hotel. It was amazing when I went to New York, when I went to Atlanta, when I went to Houston. You say it was amazing. But the building you're in, somebody owns. Come on. When you look at the skyline, come on. Listen, if you're feeling me this morning, come on, you all know I'm talking this way. When you look at the skyline and you're driving through the metropolitan area, I want you to know everything you see with your eyes, somebody owns. Deric, come on, man. When you drive past downtown Dallas, somebody owns somebody. You know, years ago, I had a colleague came in from out of the country and came in to visit me, and he saw 3 cars in the garage, and he saw a motorcycle I had, and he said, "Man, you dealing drugs or something, huh? Miller boy, what in the world? What kind of money you sitting on?" I'm thinking 3 cars and a house, brother. You didn't drive down I-20, huh? You didn't go downtown Dallas, huh? You came in on DFW. Do you know the plane you came on people own?
Yes,
you get what I'm saying? Somebody
Right.
is cashing in on American Airlines. Somebody is cashing in on the Hilton or the Marriott Hotel. Somebody is cashing in on the freeway. Boy, this is a 6-7 lane freeway. Someone at the Port of Concrete, man, I got paid. Do you understand what I'm saying?
For sure. What I heard is the mind state, the mindset. You can only go as far as you can see, like you said earlier. It's about your vision.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the picture, are you just looking at the small things, or can you see the whole vision?
Yeah.
And what you're saying to the people is what I heard is see the bigger picture. Yeah. And it's just that simple. Yeah. And it goes back to everything that we've already said. Believe in yourself. Yeah. Once you see the vision, then you have to start believing it to yourself, like, I can really do this. Yeah. I can really, be a part of this. Maybe I've been playing small for too long. Yeah. It's time for me to step out this box, remove this ceiling, and really go big, go all in. Because a lot of us have been playing it safe our whole lives. We've been having dreams. Mm-hmm. Even as a kid, we had, we're going to be a doctor. We're going to be a lawyer. We're going to be all these great things. But at the end of the day, we never even stretched ourselves to even halfway become some of the things that we always had dreams for. Mm. Yeah. And what I'm hearing right now is in order to get to those dreams, in order to really see yourself in that light, to have that vision, is we got to burn the rule book. Yeah. We got to burn what was told to us. Yeah. We got to put away those past thoughts and feelings that was planted inside of us and, get some new ones. By design, though, not something that somebody else gave us. Yeah, yeah. We have to design. We got to unlearn what we've been taught and learn something else. Yeah. We got to remove those weeds that were planted inside of us by other people and plant our own garden. Yeah. Our life has to be our own garden. Yeah. not nothing that was growing there before
Yeah.
before we took hold of it, before we started gardening. It's
You
time
know,
for us to take that lead. It's time to take responsibility for the blessing of life that we have and be intentional about it and create by design the life we truly won't deserve and don't have to take a vacation from.
Deric, when I think about Warren Buffett, people think about the fact that he made, one of the richest men in the world. That wasn't the thing that impressed me. You know what impressed me most about Warren Buffett? Not the money he made, but the lifestyle he chose to keep after having made so much money. Like he still live in the same house for more than 40 years. He live in the same house. And because he ain't trying to impress nobody, he just figured out how to make money. And so what I'm saying to you is some people want a tiny house, and that's okay for them. And if you're happy with your tiny house, that's yours. If you want a 10 bedroom house, 20,000 square feet, if that's what you want, that's what you want. The question is what you're pursuing, what you want, and is it a life you're creating that you're going to be happy with? I was talking to another person not so long ago, and they said, yeah, God's blessed me with all of this, but I don't even go upstairs no more. I don't go in the back. It's been a while. We dry the pool out because I just never was using the pool. And I'm saying, so why? Oh man, I can't live in no other than I can't live smaller than this. What you mean you can't live smaller than this? There's no wife here. There's no kids here. You don't use the pool. You don't go upstairs. Oh man, everybody expect to know that this is how I live, brother. This is how I live. I'm thinking, you got it twisted. You ain't quite living. This ain't living. And I'm saying to you, make sure, like Deric just said, you have to be intentional about making sure the life you create is the life you're enjoying. So I was talking to somebody I'm advising, and I said, the possibility of getting to a season where you downsize is actually healthy. And they said, I never thought of that, Miller. They said, I live and worked and acquire so much. But I said, there comes a time when you realize I don't need 5 bedrooms. It's only me here. Downsizing, get you a nice fresh pod and get some, get a housekeeper and get some yard people and maintain and live and thrive. But you don't have to keep living so large if this is your season for downsizing. Live on your term.
Another thing that I'm hearing right now is you have to use what you have before you start wanting more. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I'm dealing with also on a personal level. I want more. I want to achieve more. Yeah. But the thing of the matter is, if you're not handling what you have now properly, if you're not totally utilizing, if you're not optimizing what you have now, what's the point of getting more? Oh, yeah. Will you be able to handle more? Yeah. If you're not able to handle what you already have? Will you be able to really succeed on the next level if you can't handle what you're in possession of right now? Yeah. It's also like we go back to the Bible with the talents. Yeah. If God gave you these talents, if God gave you what you have now, whatever the possessions are, and you're not utilizing it, you're not making the best of them, then what you have is going to be taken away and given to somebody else who will utilize them. Yeah. And so for me, just knowing and understanding that, you have to use what you have in order to get where you're trying to go. Because if not, then it's like prematurely getting success will be detrimental to you if you don't already can't handle that level of success.
Ladies and gentlemen, this morning I'm talking with my friend and brother Deric, and we're talking about burning the rulebook. Okay, this entire week we're having a conversation, just a strategy time where we look at literally take a dive into some of the thoughts that's in the book. If I was you, I would get a copy of the book. Go to the website. I'm signing books all day today. Okay? I'm going to the post office again. Get it, Deric. You got yours right there. Come on, man. Come on. See that? Come on, man. Come on. That's what's up. All right? I'm signing books all day today. And I'm signing them. I'm making sure, hey, you know what? And here's what I did with Effective Living. I'm doing the same thing. I'm constantly reminding myself, this is not just a book with interesting thoughts. I want to live this. I want to be a message board for this. Guess one of the things that I had to do, and in the book I talk about some some ways I burned the rule book. I literally made a whole chapter about how I burned the rule book. But lately, I'm continuing to find myself accepting the need to burn the rule book because we're so wired, hardwired to be exact, to go certain routes. Like there are some people, Deric, they upgrade their phone as soon as the new phone come out. Not that there's something wrong with the past phone. They just upgrade. Or every holiday, every holiday they get a loan because, well, holiday time, I get a loan so I can bling it out, right? Or they have these preconceived ideas that if they were to go to the origin of those preconceived ideas, they're not actually healthy. They're not actually healthy. So sometimes, everybody say, well, Miller is always on the hustle. I'm actually starting to watch those terms. Am I always on the hustle? And do I want to hustle? And what is it that I'm in pursuit of? Because here's the deal. As you just mentioned about the talents, Deric, I want to be faithful with what God has given me. I don't want to be envious of what God gave you. If God gave Deric 5 and he gave me 1, when Deric drive by and he sees Miller working his 1, man, Miller look like he has it easy. That's because Miller has 1, but he's still utilizing his 1. God bless Miller for utilizing his 1. When I turn on social media or turn on the news and see Deric going from here, there, and everywhere, there's no need for me to be envy. I am maximizing my 1. He is utilizing his 5. I don't want to be him, and he shouldn't want to be me. I think one of the problems in our society is there are a lot of people who haven't figured out who they are. There are some pastors who want bigger churches and can't manage it. They get the bigger church and it stressed them out, cost them their marriage, cost them their health because they're going after something God didn't give them. Then there are some who, watch this, y'all, watch this. They're small and they're right where they should be, but then they go to the big conference and they feel small. They feel unaccomplished. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why? Why? I have a colleague friend of mine. He is one of the most accomplished individuals that I know. I mean, I'm talking about he has it all. He just doing really, really well. And he told me, when he came into the country the last time and we sat down and had breakfast, he said, boy, I envy you. I said, what do you mean? He said, your lifestyle is just so amazing. My lifestyle, you got 10 talents and you're using your 10 talents. I got 2 and I'm using my 2. But you're looking at me, I'm wired for 2. You're wired for 10. I had to learn to not try to be him. But he has to learn to not try to be me. Come on, Deric, this is good stuff.
Y'all, yeah, it's very good. And just to go to back to the book, one of the things that really, really stuck out to me was family is the cornerstone of success. But that's so contradictory to today's time. Yeah. You see on social media, I saw this post one time. It said a mother plus her kids is a family. Yeah. And that really just took me aback. Like, that is not the way it was supposed to be designed. Yeah, yeah. And so the families in today's time are very divisive. Yeah. The idea of family, some of those institutes that made us successful, that made us great, who really gave us a foundation, are being retracted. Yeah. And so when I look at that and I say, the family is the cornerstone of success. Yeah. Then I look at individuals like Jay-Z, Barack Obama, all these individuals who are very successful, they have the foundation or the cornerstone of family. They're not doing it on their own. They're actually building something with an individual who is their life partner, along with their kids. They have a reason to continue to do what it is, even outside themselves. Yep. And so that's one thing that I really understand and I see within the family being the cornerstone is like, when you get to that level, you're going to keep going even when you don't feel like going, because there's people who are dependent on you. There's people who look up to you. And it's not from an outward standpoint as far as like people who are social media or outside your home, but the people who really deeply care about you and whose livelihood actually depends on your level of success and what you're doing in life. And so just looking at that, and as I'm reading through, the family is the cornerstone of success, it hit me like, how did we get so far away from that in today's time? In today's time, why is it the family, the institution of marriage, the foundation of family? How do we get so far away from it? And then at this time, we wonder why our kids are getting stabbed or shot at school. We wonder why the teenage pregnancy rate is so high. We wonder why our teen boys are headed down the wrong road so easily, so many times in life. And we wonder why all these things are, why is society like it is? But we took away the true foundation of family, the true foundation of believing in something that's more powerful than us. But more importantly, you don't have both parents in the home. You don't have, it's so many single parent households that it's hard to even count. But knowing, understanding, just hearing that, just reading the family is the cornerstone of success, it hit me really hard.
Yeah, and but here's there. I want you to think about this too. There is one of the challenges we have is there are people who say, "I don't need anybody." Well, that's actually not a healthy statement, because you have to burn that rule book, because human beings are social creatures. And when we talk about family being the overlooked cornerstone, this whole view here is, I'm going to need somebody. And I know, watch this, y'all. For those of you watching, I should not do life alone. You should not do life alone. As a matter of fact, we're stronger together. We are stronger together. And there are people who become like family. Come on, right? You can create a family. All right. You can, listen, man, you can create a family. You could choose to tell yourself, listen, if human beings are social creatures and we do better together, I'm not going to do life alone. So for the person who's watching, I want you to read this book, because if you've been saying, I don't have any friends, you need to read this book. If you've been saying, I don't do people, I don't like people, you need to read this book. If you've been struggling with the fact that your family has abandoned you, and you feel like your siblings aren't there, and you haven't talked to cousins and aunties and stuff like that, you need to know that even though you may not have them, you should have someone. And you can be intentional about how you create community, because really family is community. Okay. And so, man, Deric, this conversation could be one we have for a long time. I want you to highlight your most favorite thing in the book. You could read it out, something that just really stood out to you, because, everybody needs to get a copy of the book. But while Deric is getting ready, I want you to know, go to my website, ricardomiller.com, order the book. Let's do something different. Okay. Let's not just meet a guy, watch a guy, compliment the guy for the new book and not get the book, and then not read the book. Let's go read the book. Okay. And then here's what I want you to do. I'm so blessed by people who are calling me and saying, bro, you brought some things to me that I'm now having to address. I'm having to address because I know this. So I want to say this. The Bible says that the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And if you don't have the truth, you won't be free. So truth is locked in this book that will liberate you to live at a higher level. Deric, as we get ready to close, man, which statement, which underlying point, which highlighted thought, you said, boy, Miller, this right here, as we close out today's talk, I got to share it with the people. Go for it.
I kind of mentioned it earlier, but it's about unlearning the old ways. To achieve true fulfillment, I had to unlearn much of what society taught me. Ooh. The pursuit of external validation, working hard for applause or recognition, will never satisfy the soul. Now, that was some powerful words right there.
Come on right there, man. Come on, man. That just messed me up again. Right? Because I struggle with it, bro. I struggle. I was going after medals. I was going after things, and I was empty, and I meet so much people that are empty. I meet so many people that are empty, and I'm saying, we don't have to live that way. So here's what I've asked God to do. Help me to be an ambassador. Help me to raise up other ambassadors who are living life to the fullest. If you enjoyed this talk this morning, put it in the comment section and say, man, that was strong. Deric, why should people get the book in closing?
You should get the book. We should get the book. All of us should get the book because, as he said a while ago, life is not a do-it-yourself sport. It's not a do-it-yourself project. And so this is for the people who walking along this path, trying to understand, trying to build a life. Now you got a tool book. Now you got something you can put in your tool belt. And even when Ricardo Miller or when somebody else is not around, you have these tools, these techniques that you can carry with you wherever you want to go. And to have that with you, and you might face a situation, there's a page you can turn to get some type of reference, something that you can utilize, and you not do this thing we call life by yourself.
Yep.
And in the midst, we're building a life that we truly don't have to take a vacation from. And if we're doing something that we never done before, we're going to have to become somebody we never been before. And so this book is the assistant, your personal assistant on this journey that we call life.
Come on now. Listen, guys, I want you to do me a favor. Go to my website, ricardomiller.com. Order a copy of the book today. I promise you, this is going to bless you. Now, here's the deal. If you buy this book, you read this book, you spend about 3 months working the principles in this book, and nothing changed about your life, I'll give you your money back. I'll give you your money back. Because I'm telling you, I'm so assured of what's in this book. And not only is it a great thought that is built around principles for one's life, I am working this thing. I'm living this thing. And I want to embody this for the rest of my life. And so, Deric, man, listen, let's go forth and have a great day today. Everybody, remember, put in the comment section, burn the rule book. I want you to put that in the comment section, burn the rule book. God bless you guys. Deric, is always a blessing. We're going to have you come back again. We got to do this again. Listen, guys, if you hadn't gotten anything, remember, you can design the life you desire. Woo, that's powerful. You can design the life you desire. We have these effective living weekends that's coming up this summer. I would love to come to your church, come to your school, come to your retreat, come to your conference, come to your revival, and stir up a group of people to burn the rule book and to live life effectively. God bless you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.